Before I start this video, and I'm probably going to say this again at the end, my intention in this video is not to offend anyone with my political views. I try to be as neutral as possible in this video, and if there are some points that you get offended by what I say, well, I'm sorry. This creator is a very politically charged person, and something that he or I am going to say will rub some people the wrong way. That's part of the reason why this video took over a year to come out. Now, with that very long disclaimer out of the way, I hope you enjoy the video. I don't know if this is common knowledge or not, but TikTok is a very democratic app. The reason I say this is because they support LGBTQ+ creators, unlike some companies. They're very pro-women, and although I know it's a very controversial thing to say, at some point people have to realize that blatant sexism doesn't just have to be against women. Now that I've pissed off every female viewer within the first 30 seconds of the video, let me continue. The most important part about TikTok, though, is that everyone in the app hates Trump. And I mean, hates him. During the 2020 election, you couldn't scroll through your For You page without seeing a hashtag Biden2020 or a video about how much Trump sucks. But amidst all the chaos and hatred, one man dared to be different. And that man's name is tsmitttyyy. Now, of course, tsmitttyyy, or Tyler Smith, isn't the only TikToker who makes right-wing, pro-Trump / Republican videos. He's just one of the first ones that I found. And the best one in my opinion. His entire channel is centered around Omegle, which if you didn't know is a video chatting app, kind of like Skype and Tinder rolled into one. The main purpose of Omegle is to chat with random people online, which is great for content creators like I Show Speed, but other than that, I don't really see why it's so widely used. But that's a video for another day. tsmitttyyy, as I've already said, is a Republican, but he's a rare breed because he's actually informed on what he's talking about before he starts an argument, which is exactly the type of content he posts. He finds a random person or group of people online and starts a debate with them. It's interesting to watch because all the people that he talks to, that we see at least, are obviously ill-informed, which makes them look dumb. Let's look at a couple examples of some of my favorite videos of his.
Hey, can I get one Biden policy? Wait, can I get one Biden policy? One Biden policy, that's all I want. Give me one good thing Biden did. Please! One good thing. One good thing Biden did. Just one thing.
You did so many, I don't know what the you're talking, dumb.
Just tell me one good thing Biden did.
Racist. He's not racist.
Give me one good thing Biden has done while he's in office.
A lot of people, he's racist as he doesn't give a fuck about
Don't talk about Biden.
Fake.
Biden. I'm talking about Biden.
He's fake.
Give me one good thing Biden has done.
He's fake. He's fake.
One good thing Biden has done.
He's fake. He's fake.
This is a pretty common theme that happens in most of his videos. tsmitttyyy asks a question and he either doesn't get a response, like this woman did for the first half of this clip, or they just go on a rant about how bad of a person Trump is. But that wasn't his question. He asked a very simple question that people who are in favor of Biden should be able to answer. What was one of his policies? Now I'm going to be honest. I'm not too heavy into politics, so I can't personally answer that one, but this one clip just highlights the point that tsmitttyyy is trying to make in his videos. Most people hate Trump just to hate Trump, or they hate him because of his personality and what the media says about him, which is fair, but they don't take the time to look into why they hate him, or at least some of the good that Trump, or even the person they're in favor of, Biden, has done. That's a fine way of electing people who were in middle school, but this is the election of the President of the United States. I understand that he has a less than ideal history, and people have every right to hate him, but looking at him and his presidency from a purely objective standpoint, he's also done a lot of good through being president. What I'm trying to say is, don't judge a book by its badly weathered, soiled, and broken cover.
I'm leftist.
Biden's Democrat, Trump's Republican.
Okay, I'm Democrat then.
More liberal, I'd say.
Should there be Social Security benefits for stay-at-home moms?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Should women have alimony or child support? Should they receive it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and last one. Should there be special accommodations for pregnant women in the workplace?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yes.
Yeah?
Even women that identify as leftist, liberal, Democrats don't even believe in the Equal Rights Amendment, even if they say they do. Because if they read into it, they'd realize there'd be less Social Security benefits for stay-at-home moms, there would be no child support or alimony, and also there most likely would be no special accommodations for pregnant women in the workplace. But if you're okay with taking those things away and many other benefits that women have away, then I guess you're entitled to your own opinion.
This TikTok was a little confusing to me at first, but don't worry. Now that I understand it, I'll explain it to you. tsmitttyyy was replying to a comment that said Trump opposed the Equal Rights Act, or the ERA. If you don't know what that act is, like me, the super dumbed down explanation is that it states that men and women, or whatever you identify yourself as, are equal. A statement so blatantly obvious that it's sad that we have to write an entire piece of legislation for it. With a premise like this, you'd think that the act would be all good, right? The equalizing of genders and sexualities in businesses and other public accommodations. But there are some setbacks to this bill. In addition to the fact that women may be forced to sign up for the draft, something that should have been done way earlier and is a whole other can of worms, women might not be able to get the help they deserve if their situation is seen as sex neutral. All the things that tsmitttyyy said in this video could be legally removed if this act went into effect. Although he was cherry picking some of his points a little bit, this act is something that should be applied in people's daily lives, even if this statement isn't in writing. tsmittyy's video is just trying to say that looking at the flaws from an unbiased and fully informed standpoint, they're too big to ignore.
It's just too easy. But, yeah, there's a ton of stuff. I could go on forever. I love Trump.
See, one of the things I have against him is I'm gay and I'm non-binary.
You want to know something crazy?
What?
He started a campaign to decriminalize gay marriage throughout the whole world.
He also made it so transgender and gay people can be turned away at hospitals. So, like, if I'm dying,
How did you do that?
Just if I'm dying, I can get turned away and I can go die.
How do you do that?
How do I do what?
How did you do that?
He made...
Made what?
Bill, okay. Did you not look at the last couple weeks?
What's the bill called? Where did you hear that from?
This video is one of my favorites because, again, tsmitttyyy is obviously very well informed when it comes to politics. So he asks her a simple question that basically boils down to, is your source valid? And when she can't answer that, she leaves. That's a big problem with the people in his videos. Instead of just accepting defeat when they've been backed into a position where they've been proven wrong, they just leave to go be with like-minded people, not realizing that you've just made things worse by leaving. And sometimes leaving just inflates the person's ego even more, making them feel like they're in the right. Sometimes it's better to listen and try to understand where the person's coming from instead of just flat out telling someone that they're wrong. Now obviously, just like people, this channel isn't perfect. The problem with tsmittyy's type of content is that just because he's well researched and informed on a topic doesn't always mean that he has the right to try and force his ideals onto people. Some of his videos just give the impression that he's mocking people for not sharing the same views as him.
Put your mask on.
What?
Put your mask on.
Alright, I got you.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Nani? Boy, what the fuck?
This video was made during the height of the pandemic. So of course as he's scrolling through Omegle, he's gonna find some people that want others to wear a mask, even if they have no reason to fear getting COVID through a virtual medium. Even if this man actually did believe that you could virtually catch COVID, which I refuse to accept because no one is that stupid, coughing in his face when he explicitly asks you to wear a mask and then laughing about it is a little insensitive to the millions of people who have caught COVID who aren't here to tell their tale. I don't know if that's just me and my mindset, but this video doesn't sit right with me. Usually his videos come off as funny and well researched, but sometimes there'll be the occasional video that comes off as a little too much like a conservative with a superiority complex. And you know what TikTok thinks about that. Yeah, TikTok removed him from their creator fund, which is the TikTok equivalent of YouTube's AdSense program. It's how TikTokers earn money from the videos they make. I believe that he's currently back on the TikTok creator fund program, but the fact that he was removed from it in the first place highlights a deeper problem that's been going on with TikTok for a while: their bias. TikTok is a very liberal program, so anything that goes against their viewpoints, like, let's just say, I don't know, as a random example, an entire channel dedicated to exposing the flaws in a democratic mindset, TikTok doesn't take kindly to that. So instead of just accepting that people have different beliefs and moving on with their day, they flag his channel for hate speech. Very two-faced considering the hundreds of videos making fun of Donald Trump and his supporters, but that isn't the same thing. I could go on and on listing the unfairness and extreme bias that TikTok shows not just its creators, but their fans too. But that would take too long and remove from the focus of the main star of today's video, tsmitttyyy. If this wasn't obvious already, I love tsmitttyyy and all his content, mainly because he dares to be different on a platform that despises diversity. He seems well-researched and well-intentioned, with the goal of helping the world see things from another perspective and not just at face value, although he isn't perfect in the way he relays his opinions. I tried as hard as possible to be very neutral with my examinations of tsmitttyyy, but when talking about politics, I know that can be hard to do. I also want to branch out and talk about someone that I genuinely enjoy watching. So if you enjoy politics and are not offended easily, I suggest you take a look at his content, which will be linked below and on the end screen. I promise you won't regret it.